Hello! Welcome to Maggie's Magical Moon Ceremonies. We are on the banks of the Rogue River here today to celebrate this really healing, beautiful full moon that we have peaking on energy on January 6th at 3:07 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. So as I said, this is an incredibly healing full moon at 16 degrees of Cancer. As with every full moon, we have the moon at 16 degrees of Cancer. The sun is opposite the moon at 16 degrees of Capricorn, conjunct Mercury. And the moon is conjunct Pallas Athena, the asteroid of divine feminine warrior wisdom. This full moon has such beautiful healing energies for us to tap into, and I'm so grateful to be sharing about it with all of you. As I was studying this full moon, my heart just kept opening more and more because I just see this profound healing energy that's being woven into the cosmos by these recent moon cycles. We have a total of 7 full moons at 16 degrees, starting with the first one in October at 16 degrees of Aries, working the way through the beginning of the zodiacs: Aries, Taurus, Gemini, now Cancer. We'll have Leo, Virgo, and then Libra. And I think that Libra full moon is 16 degrees April 5th, 2023. Correct, yeah. So that'll be the last in the cycle of these 16 degree full moons. I find this to be incredibly significant for us as a collective and for us as individuals. 16 degrees is a net 7, so it's a degree of spirit. It's our relationship with spirit. It's our intuition. It's how we receive love from God, from this formless substance of spirit, of love that's in everything. It's how we receive that love and how we connect to our higher selves, how we connect to that source energy of consciousness. And it's very powerful because 16 being a net 7, there's 7, there's 16, and then there's 25. But 16 is really our relationship with the world around us, our community, our friends, our the people that are in our day-to-day lives, the people and situations that are in our day-to-day life, being in the middle decan of the astrological system, because we have 0 to 30 degrees. So it really is our relationship with everything around us. And how I'm feeling this, full moons are culminations of energy. They're illuminations, they're endings, they're releasings, they're healings. So it's a very powerful, potent time. 7 is also a degree of karma or dharma, right? It's just which path you choose, whether you're living from a pattern, being karma, or you're forging your soul's highest desire, form of service and love as the being you are. The expression of that love and service that you are as the being that you are is how I see dharma, right? Like, dharma is where we're headed. It's what we're here to create. It's what our soul yearns to do in this lifetime. It's what we came here to do. And karma is that pattern that we've been on repeat with. In society, humans, the collective, has been living a lot in karma for lots and lots and lots and lots of years. And these full moons, I feel they're offering a new template to us all to release the karmic relationships in our day-to-day life, our relationships with ourself in Aries, right? Our relationship with our value, our worth, what we value, how we manifest in Taurus, right? That was a lunar eclipse too. So that had even more potent energy of this, right? 16 degrees of Gemini, our full moon last month, releasing mental patterning that's in alignment more with our karma and our patterns and how we've been instead of where we're going. So I find this to be an incredibly beautiful, auspicious moon cycles that we're in, because we have the full moons at 16, which are releasing these karmic patterns and moving into more of service and alignment and expression of our dharma for this life. And the new moons are all at 1. I think there's 5 new moons at 1. I'll have to look at that next time for my new moon ceremony, but I think it's 5. And 1 is the degree of love. It's the degree of the inner child, of our hearts. So as we're culminating and releasing and healing with these full moons, we're aligning with the love that we are in our hearts. So it's a really auspicious time to be alive, and especially going through Aries to Libra, because that's the whole bottom of the zodiac wheel. The zodiac is like a wheel, and you start over here at Aries, you have the bottom, and you come over here Libra, opposite Aries, right? This whole bottom is the relationship of the self with the self. It's our inner world, right? And once we move past Libra, it's our relationship to all that is. Libra is relationship. So it's as soon as we come out of that, who we are and how we express in the world. So we're really deeply healing our relationship, our karma, our patterning with ourself, and how that applies in our day-to-day life, how that shows up in our day-to-day relationships, experiences. And so it's just profoundly beautiful. And I love this full moon in Cancer, because Cancer, you know, Cancer and Capricorn, that's the access of the parents, right? Capricorn's the father energy, and Cancer is the mother energy. And so I feel like we're vastly being given this beautiful opportunity to reparent ourselves with this energy. We're, and just what's supporting all of it, we have Vesta in a trine to the full moon at 16 degrees of Pisces. And like I said, Mercury is conjunct the sun, and Pallas Athena is conjunct the moon. And how this energy feels to me is that, you know, Mercury is our mental energy. It's our communications with ourselves and the world. It's our thinking patterns, it's thoughts, it's ideas. It's our friendship circle, right? And Pallas Athena, she's, you know, she's Mars's sister, and she's a divine feminine warrior of wisdom and planning and strategy. And so I feel that we are actually, with the energy of this new moon, and then Vesta is where we devote our sacred flame. It's where we devote everything that we are in this life, right? And Vesta is at 16 degrees of Pisces, calling for us to devote to spirit, to source, to our higher self, to our soul's mission here, right? And that's supporting this full moon and saying, okay, let's have new strategies, let's plan about how we're going to nourish and nurture and mother ourselves and take care of ourselves, because we show up so much better for the world and for everything and for our soul's mission when we take care of ourselves, right? So this energy is saying, you know, we may not have always strategized and planned and really had focused intention on how we would mother ourselves and nourish ourselves and care for ourselves. And our spirit is calling for us to align for our dharma with this nourishment energy. Mercury in Capricorn, you know, Capricorn is the structure, is that fatherly divine energy. And this balancing that this full moon brings is, how are we using our thoughts, our ideas, our communications, and our actual like written abilities, to strategize, to plan, to nourish and nurture ourselves in the face of life, you know, because life will continue to move on. We are going through massive up-levelings as a species. We're awakening at a rate that none of us have seen before, and we're changing. Society is changing. Pluto's going to go into Aquarius in March. You know, we are moving into a heaven on earth frequency, a unity consciousness frequency, but we don't know how long that's going to take, right? Like, we're not there yet. We're still in the process, and many of us are still healing that karma and those patterns, and that's our power, right? We heal ourselves, we heal our patterning, the ways that we have been living, acting, behaving, thinking that are out of harmony with what our heart really wants, that are out of harmony with love, really, honestly, is when it boils down to the raw frequency here is, are you choosing love or are you choosing fear? And those are the ways that we're evolving right now. We are moving into a state where we're all choosing more love, because the more that we choose love, the more that we create the reality of love around us. We create the reality of heaven on earth. But this moon is allowing us not only to release patterning around nourishing and nurturing ourselves in ways that are kind of out of harmony with ourselves, right? This is the person who nourishes or nurtures themselves by, you know, drinking too much wine at night. It nourishes them and it nurtures them in a way. It serves a purpose, right? But is it actually, is it the frequency that's in alignment with love, right? Are you being conscious and present and actually loving your emotions? Cancer, loving your emotions as they appear. I feel like a lot of people are, everyone, I'll take back everyone, but people in general tend to have a way that they check out of their emotional experience. And there's lots of different ways. We're amazing as humans that the ways that we come up with to not feel our feelings because they're uncomfortable, right? And this is that energy of, like, Cancer is our feelings, and it is how we nourish and nurture ourselves. And really how we do it at the highest level is by allowing ourselves to feel what we need to feel. Our feelings aren't facts, but they're frequencies and consciousness that want to be felt in our being for one reason or another. And they're not right or wrong, they're not good or bad, they just are. And this is kind of, I'm really feeling this energy as this release of emotional patterning, of nourishing ourselves in ways that are really out of harmony with love, and really allowing for new templates of nourishing and nurturing ourselves that are in harmony, like, going for a walk in the park or taking a hot bath, like choosing the things that actually end up making us feel good and feel loved and feel nurtured by ourselves. And we're going to see that spill out in our day-to-day lives and what we experience in our day-to-day lives. If we're consistently choosing love for ourselves, that's what we're going to consistently see in our environment. And it will ripple out to everyone, to the collective, to the whole. And it's just really beautiful. And as we balance that energy, we're able to ground more of these structures in reality consciousness that are in alignment with our heart. Capricorn, 16 degrees where the moon is. And we're being called on this energy to use our mind, to use our mental patterning, to use our communications with ourselves, to use our writing. This is a great time to journal, to process through journaling, to write intentions, to plan. Like, so if one of the ways that you nourish or nurture yourself is, eating too much sugar or too much chocolate at the end of the night, like writing down what plan do you have in place, what strategy do you have in place to make a different choice, to nourish and nurture yourself in a different way that's more in alignment with love. It's that type of energy. Like, it's a wonderful, like, New Year's energy, a great time to set those intentions and to do it with your communication, with your thinking, and with your writing. It's just really, really beautiful, supportive energy to really up level and move out of old patterns of emotional response that aren't in harmony. So I'm loving this full moon. And Pallas is also really aligning us with the energies of our divine feminine. Like, we all have a divine feminine energy within us, right? And that's the energy that we can nourish and nurture ourselves from. We can be our own mom. We can be our own dad. We can help ourselves feel grounded and stable and structured in our daily reality. And we do that by allowing ourselves to have our emotional experience and loving ourselves regardless of our emotional experience through it. So it's just beautiful, really, really beautiful. And then, like I said, Vesta in a trine to this moon and a sextile to the sun is really, really helping us to devote to this this higher spiritual story, this new, this heaven on earth, this new earth that we're all moving into creating with one another. Vesta is saying it's time to devote to your higher self and your highest path and the expression of your highest path and your dreams and your wishes. And Pisces, like, what is it that your heart dreams and wishes of? Sorry, it got really bright out here. I hope you guys can still see me. We also have Juno in Pisces at 27 degrees of Pluto. I'm sorry, 27 degrees of Pisces, and it's in a sextile to Pluto at 27 degrees of Capricorn. And this is incredible energy for partnerships. I really see, and I've talked about this in some of my recent ceremonies, that I really see this up leveling of divine partnerships and divine relationships in the cosmos right now. There's an aspect of divine relationship that's important for the ascension of the human, right? Because we align the divinity within ourselves. We align with our higher selves and our higher frequencies. And as we do that, we bring that out into the world around us. And I think that might have helped with the light a little bit. And it shows up in our relationships, right? And it's that that relating with another human. It's the inner to the outer, as above, so below. So, as those of us that are on this high frequency path, this ascension path, this awakening path, we all are, right? But there's some of us who are more awake and aware and conscious of it at this moment in time. And we're all awake and aware and conscious of it in some degree or another, I believe. And we all have different ways that we're peeling back the layers and awakening still. So, enlightenment has not been attained by like too many humans up to this point, I don't believe. But we're all on that path. We're all on the path to unity consciousness right now. And part of that is the moving into divine relationship, these sovereign relationships where we're individuals and we are the love that we are, and we come together with another human in unconditional love. And I don't need you to be anything for me, and you don't need to be anything for and you don't need me to be anything for you. You just love me as I am, and I just love you as you are. It's these true these partnerships that really align with our heart frequencies, that are really pure and beautiful. And Juno at 27 degrees of Pisces, it's this high level, high spiritual, devoted, committed spiritual partnership or marriage energy. And it's exactly with this full moon, it's on the exact point of where Jupiter conjuncted Venus in April, on April 30th at the 10-degree new moon solar eclipse. So Jupiter conjunct Venus at 27 degrees of Pisces is this huge expansion of spiritual love, of harmony and of grace, and of our heart's most beautiful, harmonious, heaven on earth dreams. And it's this expansion of that graceful, harmonious, divine feminine energy. And Juno now on that spot of that conjunction, it's activating that Jupiter-Venus conjunction, and that Jupiter-Venus conjunction is activating Juno, so that we are moving into divine partnership and divine relationship. And this can be different for everybody, right? This can be people in relationship already, their partnership is elevating to the frequencies. It's healing to the level that it is elevating to a heaven on earth type of partnership and relationship, more and more every day, just getting more and more aligned with the divine frequency of ourselves and of each other. It could also be people moving out of relationships that aren't in harmony with that, especially with the sextile to Pluto. Pluto is supporting the death and transformation of the partnerships that aren't in this divine frequency. So there could be relationships falling away, there could be relationships showing up, and they're all, and not everyone is here to partner in this way, right? Not everyone is here to be in a fully aligned divine partnership like that. Not at this point. I think that we're all evolving to that. This is just a step in the continuum of human evolution. So it's really beautiful to watch. I have many people close to me that are really, really elevating in these divine partnerships, and they're either elevating the one they're currently in, or they're starting these new ones. And it's really beautiful to see the love, the devotion, the love, the tenderness, and it being so unconditional, so beautifully unconditional. So I love this energy, and I love how Pluto is assisting the transformation. Pluto's well, if you're not in alignment with this, and you're supposed to be, then it's going away, or it's changing, it's transitioning. Source is providing the energy to help it up level. there's so much energy with this full moon that's about healing and up leveling. We have Cheroklo. She's the divine feminine healer. She's Chiron's wife, and she's at 7 degrees of Aquarius, really helping, like, this is another fated degree. She's really helping to align the individual collective consciousness vibrational frequency, heal the frequency of the individual, so that we can show up as this beautiful frequency. She's conjunct Venus at 4 degrees of Aquarius, and Venus is like, she's really calling for us to be in a state of belonging. 4 degrees is the degree of belonging, you know, a state of vibrational belonging with our own frequency of love, our own frequency of harmony. Like, there's a true harmonization of our divine frequency and healing of our divine frequency with Venus conjunct Charlotte-Crow. And she's just going to go on to actually exactly conjunct her a few days after this full moon. And so I believe that our divine feminine energy, our receiving energy, our ability to receive these graceful, to open to receive these graceful, light, finer vibrations that are more in alignment with peace, more in alignment with harmony, more in alignment with love, the feelings of those things. Cheroklo is really helping to heal our ability to open to receive those things. Venus is, you know, our opening and receiving consciousness. So it's really sweet and lovely. Oh, I didn't say too that Juno is, you know, Juno's still conjunct Neptune too. So there is this vast alignment with our spiritual story. Like, those who are here to be in divine partnership, there's this alignment with their spiritual story for this life, and it's really beautiful. The sun and the moon are in a square to Chiron with this full moon. Chiron's at 12 degrees of Aries, and Chiron's calling for us to, you know, heal our belief systems about our feelings too, our heart one. You know, the sun and the moon, I think that a lot of people have judged their own feelings, their own emotions, you know, Cancer being feelings and emotional experience. And Chiron, there's, you know, it's at 12, so it's a net 3, so that's a belief system. I think that how I'm feeling this is there's been a lot of us have had belief systems about ourselves, about what we feel, about how we're supposed to feel, about how we're supposed to show up, how we're supposed to, like, experience life, like reality structures in life, and how we're supposed to be responsible. And, you know, we've had a lot of belief systems that have worked against us and even possibly wounded us. And Chiron is here helping us to heal those belief systems. And there's, with this square to the sun and the moon, you know, Chiron's calling on this expansion of the healing, like expansion of these nurturing energies, so that we can, you know, accept our emotional process and our emotional experience, and love it, like love who we are and love the emotions that we experience, even though they don't feel good. And to move out of a belief system of, like, oh, if this doesn't feel good, then it must be negative or bad. Like, feelings are just things that we're here to experience, to be messengers to our soul, to help us align on our path. And it's how we receive, many of us, you know, if you're not connected deeply to your feelings, you're also not receiving your deep intuition, your deep psychic knowingness. It's harder to be connected to your inner guidance and that all-knowing, ever-present God consciousness that is us, that's always telling you which direction to go, what to do, you know, to stay on your soul's highest path. So there's just I feel this as like a real healing, a deep level healing of belief systems about ourselves and our feelings and our experiences in reality. We have Uranus that's in a trine to the sun and in a sextile to the moon. Those are both really supportive angles. And Uranus is the planet of ascension. Uranus is still in a loose conjunction to the North Node at 11, so they're 4 degrees apart. And, you know, this feels to me, 4 is the degree of belonging. So, you know, this North Node collective destiny is where we're moving. There's still this, like, alignment of, like, the collective destiny is moving into a place of integrity, right? 11 degrees is integrity, a place of love. And it belongs with the energies of Uranus, which is the energies of ascension, the energies of up-leveling, of awakening, right? Like, Uranus is the great awakener. He's here to shake us up and wake us up and align us with love. And so the North Node, collective destiny, aligns us. You know, we're aligned with these energies of awakening right now as a collective. And then this full moon in this supportive angle and the sun, you know, Uranus is just helping us to, there's actually a grand trine formed between the South Node at 11 of Scorpio, Vesta at 16 degrees of Pisces, and the full moon at 16 degrees. And this to me feels like there's this release with the South Node being there at 11 Scorpio. We're allowing, there's this supportive release offered by Uranus, Vesta, Mercury and Pallas, the full moon and the sun, that's allowing us to release like ways that we were out of integrity with our own emotional being, ways that we were out of integrity with nourishing ourselves. The South Node is what we're releasing, what we're healing from, and it really allows us, in this supportive angle, allows us to kind of release those old subconscious patterning, unconscious and subconscious patternings of, you know, being out of alignment with our feelings and out of alignment with the love that we are. So I love how Uranus has been so supportive in our awakening, and moving through Taurus, it's been incredible, you know. Humanity is shifting very quickly, and Uranus is definitely helping with that. We still have Mars in a retrograde at 8 degrees of Gemini. Mars is stationed there, and this is where he'll turn around and move forward. I want to say on the 8th, not long after this moon. I think it's next week. And Mars at 8 degrees of Gemini is asking for us, first of all, he's conjunct the fixed star Aldebaran at 9 degrees of Gemini. And Aldebaran is he's Archangel Michael. He's the fixed star that is associated with Archangel Michael. So I really am feeling this energy. Mars has just gone, you know, forwards all the way to 25 degrees of Gemini, and now backwards to 8. And this is where he'll turn around. And there's been this huge repatterning of our mental world and our thinking, and how we think for ourselves, how we use our mental abilities to create the, you know, to really shift timelines, to jump to whole new timelines that are in alignment with our heart and our spiritual story and our dharma, you know, because Mars has been in a square to Neptune during parts of this, and in a trine to Saturn. So there's been this, you know, we're really being called to reformulate our mental patterning, our mental thinking, and how we actively use our thoughts and our communications to be in alignment with what we want to see, what we're here to create, the vibration we're here to be and exist in, and this higher spiritual story, this new earth, this heaven on earth frequency that we're bringing in. And you know, the energy is just really called for us to shift our mental patterning, to act and think and behave and use our communications so that we're saying what we want to see, not what we don't want to see, so that we're thinking about, you know, it's the energy of constantly reframing our thoughts and our communications so that they're in alignment with our heart, so that we are speaking what we want to see in reality. We are thinking what we want to see in reality, and we're not caught in a hamster wheel of worry or doubt or fear, where we again are choosing love over and over again instead of fear. And I feel that this is really auspicious that Mars is turning prograde, turning forward at 8 degrees of Gemini, because 8 is the degree of devotion, and it feels like this 1 degree away from Archangel Michael, there's this beautiful angelic energy that's being offered with this template of consciousness, where we're able to align our thoughts with the angelic part of our beingness. We all have angelic consciousness in us. We all have that. We're all the same, and we're the same as the angels. So how would we not have angelic consciousness in us? So we're aligning our thinking, and we're being given the opportunity to devote to the angelic frequency that is us, and use that and act from that place, and you know, use that in our communications and our thoughts. And so I love it. Of course, I love any time the angels are playing with us in astrology, as they always are. You know, Saturn is still at 23 degrees of Aquarius, again excuse me, again, calling on some of that similar energy. 23 is the highest degree of Mercury, of the mental field, of communication. So Saturn is, again, same energy. It's interesting how this energy shows up very similarly in different places, but Saturn's our soul mission. It's what we're here to do. It's what we're here to devote to and be responsible to. And Saturn at 23 degrees, 23 at that highest degree of Mercury, it's like, how are you using your thoughts and your communications, your mental patterning to create the vibratory experience, Aquarius, that's in alignment with love and is in alignment with like the ascension of the collective, right? Like, and if you're not, it's time to start getting responsible for your thoughts. So this Mars and this Saturn have, are really calling for that. And then of course Mars will come back to square Neptune and trine Saturn again as it's moved back up through Gemini. And so just more and more themes of this reformulating our mental patterning and really aligning our thoughts, being conscious of our thoughts, being, present with ourselves, moving more and more into the present time and the present moment. Yeah, and just a real alignment with our divine feminine energies with this Pallas conjunct the moon. It's really beautiful. I'm so grateful that we're all alive right now doing this and moving through this together. Jupiter is at 1 degrees of Aries, and Jupiter is calling for us to expand our self-love of ourselves, expand our self-love of our little inner child, and really formulate new belief systems that are in alignment with this new energy of love and acceptance of our inner child, of who we are in the deepest core of our being. Cancer is that the deepest part of us. It's our emotional part of us. It's where our soul came from, and it's where we need to deeply nourish and nurture ourselves and be with ourselves. And so Jupiter here is like, it wants us to expand into more and more love for ourselves. So that's really beautiful and supportive at this time too. I think that's it. I think that's all I have to say about this moon. There's so much beautiful energy, and the part that I love the most is that it's in this series of full moons at 16 degrees, which are really, really helping to move us out of karma and move us into dharma. And how beautiful is that, right? Like, we're all on this beautiful path. And just like I've said in so many of my ceremonies, these are just templates of consciousness put out by the sun, the moon, the stars, the planets, the angles, the aspect, source consciousness put out by God in alignment with all of these energies that are, templates of consciousness that we can now access, right? Like, and some of us will be accessing all of that right now, and some of us will be accessing some of it, and some of us are still, moving through clearing up other things and working on different templates of consciousness. But there is more and more of an alignment with these higher states of consciousness offered by these moon cycles. Energies can be experienced in so many different wavelengths. I always use the example of Scorpio because it's so obvious. The lowest expression of Scorpio is like the scorpion, where it carries the energy of revenge and all the different energies of a scorpion, right? And then the highest symbolic expression of Scorpio is the Phoenix rising. It's going through the complete and total death and retransformation and alignment into the love that we are. And so we're moving more and more as a collective species to where we are moving in alignment with the higher expression of these energies. And that's being offered to us, and we have the ability, and it's just really beautiful. It's just really beautiful to see humanity moving in that direction. And we just need to keep choosing love. Every moment, choose love, choose love, choose love. And hold yourself sweetly and gently and nourish yourself, you sweet, beautiful human. You didn't, we did not, we all picked this time. We all came here together, and it is what it is. It's beautiful. It's a beautiful expansion of consciousness that we chose to be alive during, and it comes with, anytime we're expanding into a new level of consciousness, there's a level of discomfort. It's not right or wrong, and it's not good or bad, but as we expand, we're changing, and change brings some amount of discomfort to most. So just love yourself as much as you can, and these energies are going to help you. I'm so grateful for you. We'll go ahead and do our angel ceremony here to usher in these beautiful energies and usher in more and more frequencies of light for us to feel, and really just peel back the layers of all that's here already. So, thank you. Holy source of all that is, Mother Goddess, Father God, Holy Inner Child, beautiful angels of the Christ-like consciousness, beautiful guardian archangels of Mother Earth, Archangel Uriel, Archangel Gabriel, Archangel Michael, and Archangel Raphael. Beautiful angels of this land, ancestor spirits of this land, and all of our own who are witnessing and participating in ceremony today. Our beautiful grandmother spirits and mother spirits, grandfather spirits and father spirits, these energies of the parents, the mother and the father, the energies in us that exist as the mother and the father, the beautiful energies of this incredible divine planet, the elements, the water, the air, the earth, the fire, the energies, the sacred energies of the four directions, the energies of the beautiful plant spirits and animal spirits, the ascended masters, the gods and goddesses throughout all time and space, the planets, the stars, the moon, the angles, the asteroids, and all the aspects that they make with one another, all the ascended, elevated aspects and energies of these planets, and all of our own beautiful guardian angels and guides, and our higher selves. All of these incredible, beautiful, benefic energies here on Mother Earth that are here for us, that are here to help us elevate and expand in our consciousness in a way that's in alignment with love and grace and harmony and peace, gentleness and softness, unfolding into the ever-present now moments. We thank you, beautiful, benefic energies, known and unknown, for joining us in Sacred Circle today in ceremony, to help us and all humans and all of Mother Earth receive and expand more into the love that we are, receive the elevated aspects and energies offered from this beautiful moon cycle, this template of energy that's put out by Mother Earth. Thank you for aligning us with receiving the higher aspects, the higher timelines, the higher frequency energies that feel so sweet and so good. Thank you for helping all of us to align to love and to experience more and more love in our everyday life. We thank you for joining us in this beautiful sacred ceremony today. I now ask that the guardian angels of Mother Earth, Archangel Michael of the south of the sacred fire, Archangel Raphael of the east of the holy air, Archangel Uriel of the north of the sacred earth, and Archangel Gabriel of the west of the sweet magical waters, beautiful, beautiful guardian angels of Mother Earth, I ask that you join us now, all of us participating in ceremony now, that you join your beautiful angelic energies with our own, and then help us to ground this beautiful angelic energy deep into the core of Mother Earth. We're all grounding this beautiful angelic energy together now in Mother Earth. And we surrender as you guide us and love us and help us to elevate our consciousness, elevate our frequency to such a state, such a high, 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 beautiful state. We elevate our frequency so high that we open up a beautiful portal from the angelic realms to the earthly realms, a beautiful portal of love, of light, of high frequency consciousness, of Christ-like consciousness, of love, of pure, divine, holy source love pouring in and out throughout everything here on Mother Earth, in and throughout the fabric of reality in all timelines, all lifetimes. in all quantum realities, this light of Holy Source consciousness, this light of love, this light of God flows in and throughout everything, into every single human heart, into every single human that has ever lived, will ever live, in every timeline, in every lifetime. This beautiful light of love expanding in every single human cell, in every mitochondria, producing more and more love, expanding all that is human, from the most micro to the most macro aspect of humanness, into love, into higher frequencies and higher states of love, of joy, of peace, of harmony, of grace, of heaven on earth for all, of beautiful unity consciousness. This beautiful light flowing through all structures in reality consciousness, throughout every being, into the consciousness of the Divine Mother and the Divine Father, awakening those parts of ourselves to align these energies with divinity, the divinity that is us, so that we can reparent ourselves, release karmic patterning, and elevate more and more and expand more and more into our Dharma. Humanity as a whole moving in the direction of our Dharma, our service, our holy service of love, our sacred service as the beautiful love that we are here on this planet. May we all expand into our beautiful signature blueprint, our soul's highest divine blueprint for this life, where we are living and being and expressing and acting and serving from the love that we are in every now moment, for our highest good, the highest good of one another, the highest good of the collective, the highest good of Mother Earth, and the highest good of all that is. This beautiful energy of love flowing in and throughout every single fabric iota of reality, from the most micro to the most macro, in every quantum reality in existence, for the highest good of all, and so it is. Blessed be. Thank you, 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 thank you. Thank you so much, beautiful people. Thank you for joining. Thank you for being alive right now. Thank you for loving yourself as deeply as you can in every now moment, and expanding, surrendering to expand into that love. There's a beautiful surrender with this energy. Allow yourself to feel it and to release and to expand more into the love that you are. I love you. I love you so much, beautiful people. Take care. Hold yourself lightly.